This time the quick speed shop. I got a Kubota with an L400 series loader. I wanted a quick attach setup for it. They're too expensive, so I built my own using cheap parts I bought on Amazon. We got the setup on the tractor. We got a quick attach bucket now. I'm going to build some forks for it later, but I'm going to show you how to convert this tractor to quick attach at home using stuff I bought cheap on Amazon. Alright guys, we're back at it here at the Quick Speed Shop. This is another job that I couldn't do because I had my stroke back in the first of the year. I had just ordered all the parts to build a quick attach setup for my Kubota tractor here, and then I didn't get to do it because I couldn't do any of the heavy lifting. So now I can do the heavy lifting pretty much, and I want to do it. So what we got in these boxes? What is it? I even forget what I ordered. It's been so long ago. Oh my goodness, there's a whole lot of styrofoam. What is going on? Oh, hold on a minute. This is something. I got these off, all this stuff off of Amazon. Right off the boat from China. This is a build your own quick attach setup here. If you don't know what quick attach is, it's like a skid steer attachment or bobcat attachment. It's where you got a plate and you got these hookups, and you can do a quick disconnect of your bucket and your other attachments. And I had some bucket forks that you might have seen in some other videos, but they just clamped on the bucket and you can't see through the bucket and you lose a lot of force by going through the bucket. So I wanted to build a quick attach setup for this, and what I needed was these brackets you just saw here on the ground are going to weld. What we're actually going to do is literally those plates need to weld to the attachments on the tractor, and then they pin onto a plate. So I'm actually going to cut the back of the bucket out, leave the structure from the center of the bucket on the tractor, and then I'm going to weld one of these plates that I got from Vivor on Amazon. Is going to get welded to the back of the bucket. That way the bucket will have a plate to quick attach, and then the other plate is just a blank plate. I'm going to build my own set of pallet forks because I think I can build them cheaper than I can buy them. And then I'll have quick attach pallet forks that will be mounted way back here, and I'll be able to see through them. And I'll have a quick attach bucket for my Kubota. Just the quick attach Kubota, if you bought it from Kubota, is like $1,200 just for the quick attach unit, without the bucket plate, without the other plate, without forks. And I think I bought all this stuff. I'm trying to remember now. I want to say it was $350 for the quick attach connector pieces, and then 2 plates. I think I got the plates together, some kind of package, but it was like $350 altogether, something like that. So probably for like $400 I can build my own quick attach setup here. Alright, whoa. Oh! It almost got me. Sharp razor blade. Right from Vivor. Look at this. More styrofoam, just what I need. Okay, so this is the open plate. Farmers out there rolling. This is the open plate I bought that I want to build the pallet forks out of. You'll see what I mean by open plate. So here is this. Like I said, this is the open one I'm going to use for the pallet forks. Set this over here. So this one, here we go. Like I said, this is all solid. And I need this one to be solid because I'm going to be cutting the back of the bucket out. So this will weld back in place to the back of the bucket. And the back, this bucket's only like 3/16 maybe, so this back plate is actually thicker than the bucket. Yeah, this has got to be 1/4. All right, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to measure the width of the outside of the pin. Okay, 43 3/4. Got to make sure that we're wider than my plate. I think I measured this before when I ordered them, but I can't remember. But anyways, so what's the plate width here for the bucket? Okay, 45. So that means that is wider than we're going to cut it off. So we're going to have to cut it real close. Maybe like a 1/2 inch away here. You want a little bit of room so you got some room with your variances. Oops, that made that go on there crooked. Get on there straight, bro. Come on, man. Hoop. There we go. Where'd my tape measure go? So what did I say? 43 3/4 to the outside of the pins. 43 3/4 to the outside of the pins. What is it to the inside of the pins? We need 36 to the inside of the pins. We have 37. So the pins could weld on right here on either side of this, but I think I need to weld a piece of square tubing or something to here to bump out, because the back of that bucket piece is going to weld on the back side of this, like this here. So I got to space these brackets out, and that's how they do them on the Kubota thing. They've got like 2 pieces. I think one we can weld right to these, or we can weld the piece right to the pin like this, and then they have a bracket, but the things kind of hang out in space and weld on like that. That should be good. And then these are standard quick attach or bobcat connection plates, so as long as we give this a little bit of clearance on the inside, it'll fit perfect. So now you can see what I'm talking about here with this bracketry. I think we're going to cut it along here. I want to leave this because it's tight into that and it helps give strength to here. So I'm going to like cut along here, maybe cut a 45, and maybe cut a 45 and cut a 45. We'll leave this intact. And then, like I said, that plate will weld onto the back of this. And then we're going to cut right along here. It's going to be tricky. Then we're going to cut along the back and the bottom. Whoa, careful now. Holy shamoly, it's a lot heavier than I thought it was going to be. Well, ain't that a thing? Holy cow. Mercy sakes, that was a lot of cutting. We got the jobber cut off here and the bucket ready to go. I'm just thinking about how I want to attach. Like I said, we need to build up something to go here. And I had this 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch tubing here. And that gets me over all this action. So I've laid out 2 pieces here I'm going to cut out that are going to weld onto here, you know, with a 45 to tie into this. But I'm going to weld a piece on here, space this out, fab all this up, tack it together on this plate, use this plate as a jig, cut those pieces out, we'll tack them into here, tack them into there, tack the cross piece, and then I can undo these things and take it over and clamp it to this and figure this out and weld it onto here. The bucket I just got to grind around the edges, and that plate will sit right on here and weld in. It's got about a 1/2 inch overlap here on the edges both ways, and then obviously it'll weld to the edge here. Then it is going to stick up. Where's the tape? Where's the tape? Tape, tape, tape. It's going to stick up past the top of the bend in the bucket. What is this? 18 inches? Oh, it's going to go all the way up here like that. So this plate will end up looking like that. So when you buy the actual quick attach buckets, they don't have this extra step in the top. They're all, I think they angle kind of like this on the side. They go from a corner up to an angle. Oh, right, it's the next night here, and we're ready to weld. I went and I cleaned off the paint off these pieces here where we're going to weld the pieces on. I've cut the steel, and I threw some weld-through primer on the bare part, and I took my Summit Racing stripping disc, and I stripped all the mill scale off, and then I threw some weld-through primer on here, and the same thing on the bucket where the plate is going to overlay on the bare metal part of the bucket. So these guys are just going to go down in here like this and get welded right into place. We're just going to tack them for now and then try and fit everything. See how it goes. The bracket has some pretty thick paint on it, so I'm just going to leave that underneath here, but I wanted to have some action there. Some weld-through primer on the steel, so that looks about the same. I'm just going to tack them on right now. There we go. Watch, they put some kind of poison in the Chinese paint. Wouldn't that be exciting? Alright. That ought to hold those on there. Tacked okay. How much is it from there to there? Let's say 1/2 inch or so to there. This will be 2.5, right? Yeah. Probably gonna need a piece of angle iron to weld through here, tack these together. 38.5 inches. All right, I end up with a stroke of genius here. I took a piece of 3/16 1x2 rectangular steel tubing, and I welded it, tacked it to the solid pins here for the sliders. So this will give us support across the bottom, and then we'll just weld this weld these to the part on the tractor which has a brace in the middle, so everything should be okay. So I should be able to open this up like that, and this thing should come right out of here. It's heavy already. Oh my goodness gracious! There we go. Look at that. Bam. It's definitely heavy already. Oh man. Alright, I can take it over here now. Gonna kind of go on like this. Oh, I think this is gonna work. Oh, I see one problem already. Those jam bolts for the spreaders are gonna be in the way. Yeah, this will... Oh, that's what I thought too. I gotta trim up here. The bolt is hitting just a little bit, but we're just doing proof of concept right now. Here, I gotta, it's heavy. I gotta take these jam bolts out of the lower pieces. Alright, let's go back over here now and try it again. Oh yeah, that's much better. I can just kind of like, gotta come down a little bit right there. Down, yes. Oh, I wish I had some way to clamp this. How can I clamp it? The bottom of these will be right there. I think this is gonna work good. Can I get a clamp in here somehow? I like the plate here. I can use this as a welding jig to hold it. I'm gonna have to burn this in off the tractor, because once it's melted on here, it's going to be hard for me to get to it. So I have to burn it in here on this thing. But I think this is going to work. Like I said, I can put a piece of tubing across here to here. And then I'll tie that into the tractor through that centerpiece, like I said. So I think the proof of concept is good. And it will go ahead and I'll clean this off. It'll weld, those pieces will weld right in here or right in these pieces. So I'll just grind it, put some weld through primer on here. It'll weld right into this, which is welded into that. That seems super solid. It's not going to go anywhere. And I think it's going to work out awesome. This is, I was going to say it is going to add some, but I take the weight of it's adding a little bit to the weight of the bucket, but then the forks are going to be probably weigh the same as a bucket, so I'll actually get more lifting capability, because when I had the bucket off it and the forks on it, I won't have to lift the whole weight of the bucket like I did with the pallet forks that clamped onto the bucket. And then you're going to move your lever arm back about 3 feet for the forks as well, so you're going to have a lot more leverage to be able to pick up some more weight with the pallet forks. Okay, it's the next day here, and check it out, bam! I got the bracketry tacked to the tractor. What I added on the top was this piece of 1-inch tubing across the top there. Now I've leveled this up and measured it, and I had it on jack stands here, but I've just tacked it in a couple places, and it looks pretty good. I checked my measurements. I think I like it. I think I'm going to add a couple more tacks to it, just so it's locked on, and then we're going to try proof of concept with the thing. I got the bucket plate ready to tack on as well. I used the Summit Racing drum sander, and I tried to clean up rough up the mill scale a little bit, and then I threw some weld through primer on it where it's going to be laying on here. So that guy's just going to go ahead and we'll tack it on here. And once these are both tacked together, we'll be able to fire the tractor up, like I said, and we'll see if it works. But I had to make one little modification. I had to trim a little bit for this bolt here, so I had room to work. But now the locking mechanism works great. And this is going to be super tied in here. These steel pieces are in line with the pivots for the bucket. And I could have, I guess, cut the center of this out and then weld a strap across too. I don't think I'm going to need to do that. I'm going to put a gusset from here to here and tie this corner in here to pick up this upper piece, and then this will get boxed in. I did my welding on the insides, which I couldn't reach after this was tacked on here, and then we'll do the welding on the outside. I don't think I'm going to fully weld it this whole way. I'll probably do like they did. They just got 2 welds here and here, so I've got this weld to go in the bottom, and I'll probably weld it full along here and then leave like a 2-inch gap in the middle. And then I also got to try to get in where I can and weld on the inside, which is going to be a little bit trickier. Try to wad the gun in there somehow. Oh, you know what? I guess I could take this off. I could unbolt that nut and take the spring off, and then I guess that would have room to come off the tower maybe, and then pull everything out of the way. Then I can get the gun in there to weld it. Okay, I think we're ready for action. I've got everything tacked. I've been unhooking the battery on the tractor while I weld on it just to be safe. So let's see if it'll start. She'll start. You need these. Oh, look at that. I need the... Oh, I can tip it enough. Am I lined up? Oh yeah, we're a little off center, but it'll work. I can't see. You don't usually take a bucket off upside down like this, so we're going to have to catch it and hopefully that it rolls. I don't know if I can get the... Oh, come on now. Yeah, it's a hard part here, the bucket. Ah. Oops, damn it. Come on, man. You need to tip the bucket and have it hang it. Having a bolt as a stop makes this thing stuck. Come on. Get out of there. Come on. There you go. Oh, there we go. This will work. There we go. Got it. Oh my goodness. Look at that. I can't believe it. Look at it. It works. It 100% works. So obviously you would put the bucket on laying like this, laying on the ground. That's why it was fighting, trying to get it. You wouldn't, put the bucket on laying on its face. You would just drive into it like this. It would be sitting on the ground. You'd come into it. And, oh shoot, I drove on my C-clamp. Oops. But anyways, that's super awesome. It looks like it's going to work out good. Oh yeah, this will weld right inside here. I got to do a whole bunch of welding. Reattach the bucket. I won't bother painting the inside because as you can see it's all rusty and it just gets all scratched up when you're doing stones and stuff. But we'll paint the outside. I got to go to Tractor Supply Company and get some Kubota orange. That's super awesome. This is going to be proof of concept here. And I will take, after I weld it, I'm going to add a couple of straps of steel or something, or a piece of tubing or something maybe, across the top of this to the top of the bucket here to this support, just so we got some extra action. But I think we've proved that it works. It pivots up and down. And now I'll just finish welding it to the tractor, finish welding it to the bucket, and we'll call it good enough. So, I don't know, you just saw me do a little bit of welding. I don't know if you guys see me do any more welding. I think I'll just turn the fan on, because it's a little foggy in here still from burning last time. I'll do some burning and earning with the welder. Hopefully, I got some more wire, I should be good. And I'll burn this sucker on, and then we'll take a look at what it looks like all welded, and then we should be done. Like I said, next time, I'm going to have my buddy Jordan cut me out some specific brackets I need for the pallet rack. We'll build not pallet rack, pallet forks. We'll build a pallet fork one out of that one next time. But this is super awesome. Getting the mounts made for the tractor. That's going to work out good. Like I said, beginning of the video. This is all from Amazon. These plates are from Vivor on Amazon, and the latches were from some company on Amazon. I bought them 3-4 months ago. I don't remember. But if you go on Amazon, search quick attach mounts or quick attach plates, there's hundreds of places that sell them. They're all pretty much made in China. They have some that are made in America. And but you can buy these plates bare. You can buy the open plates. You can buy all these bracketry for different prices. And they're probably pretty much all made in the same place, I would imagine. And do a little custom fabricating and build yourself your own quick attach setup for your tractor. Like I said, Kubota does sell a factory quick attach that fits the L400 series loader. It's like $1,200 or $1,400 just for the quick attach part that pins on here. So if you have a pin-on bucket, you need to cut the pin-on part off the bucket anyways, or buy a quick attach bucket, and then their quick attach pins onto the tractor. So this way, you know, I essentially did the same thing. I cut my pins on the tractor, and then I turn my pin-on bucket into a quick attach bucket, and then I'll be able to use all the quick attach skid steer style attachments. Anything you want. You could put a snowplow on this tractor now. You could put forks, grapple, hay bale spear, snowplow, you know, whatever, brush. I got live hydraulic connections somewhere. If I had some extra hydraulics, I could run a broom. I could run whatever you want. You could run a hydraulic post driller. If you had extra hydraulic controls, you could put a hydraulic auger on the front of this now. Anything that will go on the front of a bobcat or a skid steer style equipment will now fit on the front of this tractor. So that is the beauty of the skid steer style attachment plates. You can put anything from any type of machinery on the tractor now. And most of the tractors come this way now, but this tractor is 35 years old, and it wasn't even available, I don't think, back then to have this type of setup on here. So, all right, all the welding is done after hours and hours of welding. I got it burned in there. I'm not going to close up those gaps on either side where I cut out the extra a little bit. I'm just going to leave them open. That won't matter. But I welded it all the way across the bottom so dirt won't get trapped in the bottom edge. Then I skip lapped it on this upper edge, and then I welded all the edges all the way around. I'm not going to paint the inside of the bucket because obviously you can see it gets rusty. But over here on the back, I also added welds on top up here, which I'll probably try to put a little seam sealer in there so water doesn't get there and sit in there and rust between the two plates. I'll probably seal that up with brushable seam sealer. But here's the back of the plate. I welded it all the way down on the outside both sides and then skip lapped across the bottom. I added this little piece of heavy strap just in the center just because, I guess. So that's on there. And then over here on the tractor, it's all primed up, ready for action. I added 3 pieces of strap here to tie into the center piece, and that's pretty good. And then I took these guys out, and I was able to weld back in there. It's painted black now, so it's hard to see, but I was able to weld in there good. Then I took the opportunity to grease these things because they were just in there bare. Now they work like gangbusters. And I also capped the top of my 45-degree pieces here with some more of that plate. But it's welded up pretty nice all the way around. And I do not think it's going to fall off of here. This side it did better. The other side, a couple impurities in the weld. I mean, the weld looks pretty good for somebody that's not a welder but plays one on YouTube. Pretty good. I was going to gusset it from here to here, but I don't think it's going to need it. It's attached so good it's not going to go anywhere. Although, You do hang here if we could transfer back to here. I might add a piece before I paint it. I don't have any Kubota paint or else it would be getting painted orange right now. So maybe I'll cut one little triangle and weld it here, but I don't really think it needs it. So that's all good. I got to find some Kubota orange. We'll fog it on there. So that'll be my pallet fork one for the next video. But this is pretty awesome right here. Like I said, for about 350 bucks, I've got a fully customized and installed, pretty neat quick attach system, quick attach bucket. I'll have quick attach forks, and I'll be able to quick attach anything else I wanted to. The old B2910 Kubota is awesome, and it just got even more awesome with this setup here. It's going to be great, super handy. I'm going to get another one of these solid plates, and I'm going to turn it into a pusher plate where I'll either put rubber across the front of it or wood or something, so I can use this to push cars around, because I've used the bucket to push things, and I push dead vehicles around sometimes, and it would be nice to have like a rubber pusher. So if I get some like old rubber plow edges or whatever, or I could even put plastic on it. I have some thicker plastic, or you get some Trex, you can bolt a old Trek board to it, you know, Trex plastic composite deck board. You can bolt a bunch of those across the front of it and just have something that's not going to completely destroy what you're pushing, and then make a nice pusher plate, because it would be really, really handy to be able to do that. So go on Amazon. Like, these are Vevor plates, but there's tons of skid steer quick attach plates and accessories on Amazon. Like these, I looked at like, I don't know, 20 different sets, and I couldn't tell you the company. One set would be like $139, another set would be $259, another set would be like $300, another set would be $69. You just got to scroll through Amazon and type in the keywords, and then pretty much they're probably all made the same place. They just vary the price depending on who's selling them. So, you know, even though they're from China, they are just steel welded together and a couple of pieces of hardware, so you can't really screw that up that bad. And the plates, you can't go wrong for what the plates cost. One set would be like $139, another set would be $259, another set would be like $300, another set would be $69. You just got to scroll through Amazon and type in the keywords, and then pretty much they're probably all made the same place. They just vary the price depending on who's selling them. So, you know, even though they're from China, they are just steel welded together and a couple of pieces of hardware, so you can't really screw that up that bad. And the plates, you can't go wrong for what the plates cost. So that's my suggestion. Sometimes you can build stuff way cheaper than buying it, and this is one of those times. Complete skid steer quick attachment for less than 350 bucks. Well, gosh darn it, guys, I screwed up the outro. Now I'm into another video. Don't look! It's pallet forks. Don't look. This is the second half. But anyways, the quick attach works. You can see I already got pallet forks I'm making hanging on it. And I found some Kubota orange spray paint. I'm going to kind of restore the paint on the tractor later. But bam! It works awesome. Stay tuned for part 2. We're going to build these pallet forks. It's going to be great. You can see it here. But, this video is stage 1, step 1, to get you from bucket to a quick attach, so you can do cool stuff like this. So stay tuned for part 2, pallet forks. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bam! It's my first day editing videos. I don't know. Come back for this, I guess. Quick speed shop. Tell your friends. If they got a tractor, applies to all of them. It's awesome. Bam! Right here. I like it. Yes.